We have about 75 miles of trails, and we have a little over 100 miles of sidewalk throughout town. The trail systems go through most of our open spaces and our park system, and the sidewalks fund those as well and connect all the neighborhoods into those same parks.
There's trails in every single one of our parks. We put trails. It's very important, and we will continue to do that to make sure we can connect people to our parks.
Even with 175 miles of trails and sidewalks, Blaine isn't stopping. They know they will have to keep building as the city keeps growing.
Our network is very good. We do have a couple of gaps in our system currently. We've identified those, and we're doing our best to fill those gaps so we have a contiguous system of trails and walks. And then of course Blaine's a developing city, so we have a lot of growth going on in our neighborhoods. So we have trails being extended, sidewalks being extended that go nowhere yet, but if everyone's patient enough, they will get to that open space or that new park that's going to be planned.
The city considers a walkway to be a sidewalk if it is a 6-foot wide concrete strip. Trails, on the other hand, can come in many different types.
Trails, we have 3 or 4 different kinds here. We see 8-foot or 10-foot trails, and they're in different materials. We see boardwalks, similar to what we're on here today. We see them as blacktop trails, and then some of the open spaces actually have soft wood chip trails that we have designated through some of the open spaces.
While trails are used as transportation corridors for walkers or cyclists, it seems that most trail users do so simply for the enjoyment.
I really do like the open spaces that Blaine's dedicated. I think Pioneer Park has a lot of neat things that you can go out and see nature. Gives the city an opportunity to preserve some of this nature of what was around here before all the homes showed up.
One of Blaine's newer areas for walking is the Blaine Wetland Sanctuary. It's hundreds of acres of wetland that the city has big plans for.
City of Blaine acquired about 435 acres of what's called the Blaine Wetland Sanctuary in the 1980s with the vision of creating a wetland classroom.
People are attracted to nature. They want to have that opportunity to seek it in their backyards, and when the city provides it for them, you know, again, what a great amenity to have it in your backyard.
A feature of the Wetland Sanctuary is the boardwalk through the wetland that is one of the newest trails in the area.
The city completed the construction of a trail and boardwalk last year. It's approximately 1 mile long and connects to an existing trail in the Lakes development.
I know this one specifically has a lot of young families out here, joggers, bikers. I know the Lakes development, along with some of the other sizable developments in town, I hear a lot from seniors. They just love the walking trails. They're able to go for miles, do their morning loop. So it really provides an opportunity for all groups and classes of folks here in town.
The trails are also popular with city staff.
I do go on walks a lot of times on my lunch hour, and my favorite trail now that I always go to a lot of times is our new wetland sanctuary. We basically have a segment, the new segment that went in with partly boardwalk, and then the gravel is about 1 mile. So a lot of times on my lunch I'll go out and park at East Lake Park, and you can actually walk down East Lake Park into our little open space and then across our wetland sanctuary to our boardwalk. It's beautiful, the nature views are incredible, and it's just quiet and peaceful and just kind of gives you time to think and reflect.
It feels like you're out in the country. You're not within the city limits. It's very peaceful, it's very beautiful. I like to bird watch, and with this restoration there's a more variety of birds in this area than there ever have been. The number of wildlife populations that are coming back in here has increased, and I like to see that in a suburban neighborhood.
Each trail is serves a different purpose. The boardwalk here goes out into a wetland sanctuary. It's very nature and orientation. We have the sidewalks that are pretty hardscaped on our street system, giving the peds an opportunity to not be on the street. And then into our open spaces and in our park system, there's a combination of sidewalks and trails, depending on the park and what's available in that park, whether it be ball fields or playground equipment, or maybe it's just an open space that people can enjoy.
Some of the trails that run through the city were built by or are maintained by the county. And as often as possible, Blaine likes to find ways to connect these trails and build a better network.
So our interaction with the county and the city and all the development that's taking place here has given us a great opportunity to build a network that brings a great amenity to the residents of Blaine.
And this network is open to exploration year-round. Most trails are maintained during the winter, and all trails give people the chance to spend some time outdoors.
I think it's good for people to be exposed to open spaces away from city lights, traffic, breathing in the fresh air.
Go out and explore some of the trails that aren't just right out your back door, because there is a lot of fun opportunities to see different pieces of nature here in town.
And just take a look at all the different trails that we have, and park at a park, and you can see how far you can go, and just get out and walk and get exercise and stay healthy.